Hi there. Welcome to your water-inspired Yin Yoga class. Yin Yoga is inspired by traditional Chinese medicine, and for that reason, we are going to be exploring the water element, which in traditional Chinese medicine is closely associated with vitality and fertility. Another lovely thing about Yin Yoga is that it's a very introspective practice, and I have found introspection, turning inward, building up your own internal resources, and getting to know your internal landscape to be a lovely way to support you in going with the flow in your external world. Building up that internal helps you to navigate the external. So hopefully this practice helps you to go with the flow while also building up your vitality, which ultimately supports your overall well-being and your fertility. We're going to start in legs up the wall. So you'll want to be next to a wall, or you can also be next to a couch, chair, or your bed. Once you are next to whichever item you are going to put your legs up on, get close to it with your knees bent and your hip as close to it as possible. Then you'll lie back onto your elbows, swivel so that you're perpendicular to the item. Hips are still as close as possible, so you might have to scooch a little bit closer to it. And then lengthen your legs up it if it's a wall, or allow your legs to drape on it if it's a couch, chair, or bed. Once you're comfortable, place your hands on your lower abdomen and breathe. As you recline here and legs up the wall, envision a waterfall falling down your legs and filling your lower abdomen with refreshing water. If your knees are not bent, go ahead and bend them. Roll over onto one side. Press yourself up and make your way onto your hands and your knees to come into child's pose. So place your big toes together, bring your knees out wide, rest your hips onto your heels, slide your hands forward and lower your forehead onto the mat. Lift your forehead, walk your hands back. Bring your knees close together. Shift your weight forward onto your hands. Curl your toes under. And then send your hips to rest back onto your heels. You can keep your hands in front of you. You can walk them closer to your knees. You can place them on your knees, or you can walk them up your thighs so that your shoulders are resting over your hips, so that you feel a stretch in your toes and in the soles of your feet. And because you can shift your weight forward or back, you can decide how much sensation you'd like to experience today. If your hands are not on the mat, go ahead and place them on the mat. Rock your weight forward, uncurl your toes, and tap the tops of your feet onto the mat. Take a seat over to one side and bring your legs in front of you. Flex your feet. Reach your arms up overhead, and then as you exhale, begin to hinge forward at the hips. Kind of sway back and forth, or maybe you might think of this as up and down. Just exploring the sensation here. Notice where that edge is, that first place where you start to feel a stretch. That's where you want to stop. And then lower your hands down, relax your feet, and breathe here. As you breathe and rest here, allow your attention to move from the soles of your feet down to your heels, up the backs of your legs and thighs, over your bottom to your lower back, up your back, up your neck, over the crown of your head, and then allow it to rest at the spot between your eyebrows. Maybe you do that again, tracing your attention along the backside of your body. But maybe this time, you imagine rivers of water flowing from the soles of your feet to your heels, up the backs of your legs, backs of your knees and thighs, over your bottom, up your back, up your neck, up the back of your head, over the crown of your head, and to the spot between your eyebrows. When you're ready, slowly walk your hands back to bring your torso up. Walk your hands behind your hips. Elbows are gently bent, and then shake out your legs. Bend your knees and lie down. Draw your knees into your chest, hugging them in. You can either rest your hands on your shins or the backs of your thighs. Allow your knees to separate so they're pointing towards your armpits. Rest your hands either on your shins, the backs of your thighs, or bring them to your ankles. Begin to straighten your legs so the soles of your feet are flexed and the soles of your feet are pointing up towards the sky. You can also place your hands on the outer edges of your feet, or you can take these two fingers, your peace fingers, and wrap them around your big toes. Decide what feels best to you. And breathe here in your version of happy baby. Bring the soles of your feet together and bring the soles of your feet down to the mat. Bring your hands down to the mat, palms up. Then straighten one leg, followed by the other. As you rest here in Savasana, or final resting pose, envision yourself floating in sparkling water. Allow the water to support you. Allow it to rejuvenate you. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Rock your head gently from side to side. Then bend your knees and roll over onto one side. Slowly press yourself up. Come to a seated position. And on your next exhale, and on your next inhale, circle your arms up overhead, palms touch. Exhale to circle down. Inhale, circle up. Exhale, circle down. Last time. Inhale, circle up, palms touch. This time as you exhale, bend your elbows. Bring your hands down to the center of your chest. Thank yourself for taking this time to move, to breathe, and to be still. and I thank you for allowing me to guide you in this practice. Be well, and bye for now.